Welcome to the Carnivore Carlsons. We are a 65 and 70-year-old couple who started on the Carnivore Diet last August 1st of 2023. We were 50 pounds heavier at the time, both my wife and I. And anyway, and immediately within the first week, I quit snoring. I lost about 25 pounds in the very first month. My wife is down about the same. However, she is off her diabetes meds, off of her blood pressure meds, and off of her statins. And why was she on all those? Because the doctor claimed it was hereditary. And there was nothing she could do with her diet to be able to get off of those drugs. Well, 2 months later, after starting the diet, she was off of those drugs. Her blood pressure was the best it had been in 25 years. Her A1C, insulin levels, were the best they'd been in 25 years. My triglycerides had dropped 60%. Hers had dropped 50% in the first 3 months. Now I had blood work done in July of last year, just before we started on the diet, and I had it done again in November, 3 months later, and dropped 60% in my triglycerides level. So the whole thing about being scared of eating all that meat and fat, it's going to just clog your arteries. Well, I had a CAC score done also just before I went in for my November blood test, and it came out clear. So how could that be? So anyhow, I'm a big advocate of this diet. It's the easiest darn thing I've ever done. I quit drinking. I have been as faithful to it as I possibly can. I do not eat any vegetable products, plant-based products at all, other than a little bit of dried garlic and onion powder on some of our meats that we eat. Eggs and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to be an inspiration to new people. I'm on Facebook all the time on many of the carnivore stations or channels, whatever, and commenting to people all the time. And I'm telling you, this is the easiest darn diet, and here's how you get started. First thing you do is you either throw away or you give away all the crap in your house. All the crap being all the oils, all of the stuff like the sugars, all the soy product things, all the sauces, all the stuff with fructose in it, all the bread crumbs that you used to bread your fish with, to getting rid of all the potatoes and starchy stuff like rice and all that kind of crap, and get it out of your house completely. All the crackers, all the breads, all the bread mixes, all the biscuits, all the biscuit makings, and all that kind of crap. Get rid of it. Get it out of your home. All of the dried fruit, all of the canned fruit, all of the fruit juices, all that crap is fructose. Honey is fructose. Don't let anybody tell you it's an animal product because it's made by bees. Bees make it out of fructose that they get from plants. That's all it is, and it's just garbage for you. It is horrible for you. So, did you know that it is harder for the human body to process fructose than it is cane sugar? Because the only thing that can process it is your liver. And if you've got a taxed liver like I did from drinking too much and eating all the wrong crap, eating just, love to go to the Mexican restaurant and, scarf down on all kinds of tortilla chips and salsa and all that before I'd, put down a big old meal of about 4,000 or more calories of all the crap that, that they give you with all the rice and the beans and all that stuff. I mean, it's no wonder we're such an obese society, because we have been taught that all that kind of stuff is good, and Fruit Loops are great for our kids, but somehow meat, which we have eaten not only historically, but throughout our entire human time on this planet, we have been eating meat products without all the problems with all the diabetes, obesity, heart disease, until everybody started smoking cigarettes and drinking too much, and then started with the typical American diet with all the processed sugars and everything that Mr. Kellogg introduced and got his company to pay as lobbyists to the politicians to be able to influence our CDC and our health departments and the American Heart Association and all that. And then once the tobacco companies found out that they weren't allowed to advertise tobacco products on television anymore, knowing that they would be losing market share, they diversified into the food business. So that's why R.J. Reynolds and many of the others are so heavily involved in adding sugar to all of the crap that we eat. Sugars, not just sugar, fructose and everything else, because they found that is much more addicting than crack cocaine. And then they discovered that processed white flour actually spikes your insulin levels even worse than sugar does. So it's no wonder you're on a constant roller coaster ride of always being hungry all the damn time and just having this insatiable appetite to just keep shoving crap in your pie hole. So, anyhow, put it all aside. The carnivore diet is an elimination diet first. It's not so much the magic of eating the meat and the fats, the butter, the eggs, the beef, the bacon. It's the elimination of all of the crap in the typical American diet. So, if you just get rid of the vegetable products and all the seed oils and all of the stuff made from grains and all of the stuff made from soy and whatnot, you're going to get rid of all the inflammation in your body, and you're going to feel great in no time. Now, you'll go through some withdrawal on some of it, just like an alcoholic does. But I'm going to tell you, the quick and easy way to get yourself through that, make a bunch of meatballs. Hamburger, a 30-70 mix, 30% fat, 70% protein. It's the best that you can get, has a nice high fat content, which is very desirable to your body. Then you add some bacon bits in it, crumbled bacon, and a little bit of shredded cheese in there, and make little 1-inch meatballs. Do them in your air fryer or your oven till they're done. Put them on your smoker if you've got a smoker. Get them till they're done. Put them in your fridge. Have them at anytime you need them. You get a hankering, you got a craving, you reach in there, you grab a meatball. The other good thing is chicken wings and legs. They're higher in fat, particularly the legs. Thighs are even better, but thighs are almost a meal in themselves when you eat many thighs. And anyway, that will take a lot of the cravings away too. Salt it liberally. Salt is your friend. It's not anything to worry about for your health. That's another myth of the health industry. So, the The other thing you can do is have some cooked hamburger patties, some bacon, have bacon strips already cooked up, sitting in the fridge. You get a hankering, you just reach in, you grab that rather than the garbage. And anyway, it'll take you a couple weeks to get through that. Might take you a month or more. It just depends on what kind of condition you were in when you started on this journey. But I'm telling you that within a month, you'll be feeling tremendously better. Some people go through diarrhea. They get it because of the fat content and whatnot is new to their system. I also find that if you live by the rule of electrolytes and you're trying to, have a bunch of magnesium and stuff like that, because supposedly this diet will cause cramps and whatnot like that in your legs and stuff at first. Too much magnesium will cause diarrhea. If you get too constipated, a little extra magnesium will help take care of that problem. So, but after about 30 to 60 days, your body just totally levels out. You'll only poop once or twice a week because there is no plant on the planet Earth that has anywhere near the available nutrient density that meat does. Any kind of meat. Ruminant meats, even more so. Beef, lamb, buffalo, that sort of thing. Animals that have multiple chambered stomachs, it's much more clean, pure meat, and it's much more digestible, and it's much healthier for you. Takes care of a lot of health issues to a lot of people. And pork, chicken, that sort of thing, they're a monogastral animal, and it's not as clean, but it's still a hell of a lot better for you than any plant. Any plant. Get away from the idea that avocados are okay. Get away from the idea that olive oil is okay, because it's not from a seed. It is still highly inflammatory and has a lot of toxins in it called oxalates. And you don't need them. You don't need them. You need to clean your system out right away and go like that for about 3 months straight. And then you will be feeling magnificent. Then, if you add anything back in to your diet, you're going to know immediately how it affects your body. I personally have only had 2 instances where I've had any vegetable matter go into my face hole. And that's, I had 3 olives this last Christmas, and 2 of them were black olives with the seeds in, just supposed to be all natural and, and pickled and whatever, and 1 green. And I spent the whole next day on the john. The other time was about a week or 2 later, cooking up a big old ribeye steak for my wife and I. And she decided that, the garlic powder is good, but we have this jar of minced garlic in the refrigerator, and mixing that with some butter to put on with our steak would be even better than just a little bit of garlic powder. Oh boy, was that a mistake. I literally was in excruciating pain the whole entire next day. Spent nearly the whole entire day on the toilet from 7 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock the next morning. And then finally it passed, and I will never eat any garlic again. It's one of those things that, I'm nearly 65 years old. My wife is 70. I'm down to my weight of when I got married 43 years ago. How crazy is that? Been working out at the gym. My wife goes to the gym with me. We've even done some sprint workouts on the off days we're not doing the weights and whatnot. And we're feeling great. We're just absolutely feeling great. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to give some tips and ideas for menu items for people. Keep it simple. You don't need to be that much of a gourmet, because when you on this diet, you only eat when you're hungry, and when you get hungry, it all tastes good. I'll never get tired of eating steak, and I eat a lot of it because I buy it in bulk. I go to Sam's Club and I buy big old rib roasts, particularly when they're on sale. Like this last December, they're on sale all month. I got 7 full-size rib roasts for $6.99 a pound. I mean, a lot of you probably paying more than that for a hamburger. And I cut the bones off. I cut them into steaks. I cut the bones up, put them in Ziploc, or put them into vacuum sealed bags. I smoke them on my smoker, my green egg, and it's, oh my gosh, I am in love with ribs. I love the sliced riblets. The sliced rib pieces are just full of all kinds of great marbling and whatever, and they are phenomenal. Easy to cook, super fast. Just sear them in the pan for a couple minutes aside, pull them off. They're good to go. They're amazing. There are so many great things about this diet, because you're eating nothing but meat, but you're not eating or drinking any of the crap. So our grocery bill has been chopped in half. Our garbage, each week we throw away like 1 bag of garbage. 1 bag of garbage. Where before we had this big giant tub, and it was almost always overflowing all the time with all the packaging, all the stuff. And, plus the recycle bin was always full because of all the boxes and bags and all that kind of stuff. And now we throw away, like normally, 1 bag of garbage a week. And it's, so don't let anybody tell you it's too expensive, because it's not. You can get hamburger, you can buy cheaper cuts of meat, you can go to the butcher. You can actually ask the butcher if they'll give you a deal if you could buy all of their ribs from the rib roasts. Because a lot of people like rib steaks, but they don't like the bone on. So they got all these extra ribs. A lot of times they're just throwing them away, or they kind of whittle off all the bone and the meat in between the bones, and they make hamburger out of it, and they throw the rest away. If they could sell those bones for you for like $3-4 a pound, and they're selling the boneless ribeyes, they're making a mountain of money off of that. They're doing really, really well, and a lot of them will work with you on that. And so you just buy those, and oh my gosh, you feel like a caveman when you're chewing on ribs. But my golly, the experience is excruciatingly satisfying. I mean, not excruciating, but it's extremely satisfying, and you're gonna love it. So when you travel, it can be a little bit more difficult to find places to eat, because a lot of places always got to serve the potatoes and the rice and the bread and all that stuff. You just ask anybody, do you guys, can I order a la carte? And so you just order your meat, maybe have them throw on a couple of eggs, and you're good to go. We normally go out to breakfast places, like the Denny's, IHOPs, and that sort of thing. We ask for fried eggs cooked in butter, not in oil. We just tell them we have a allergic reaction to seed oils, so we can't have that. So can we get them ordered separately from your normal way of making things? And so we need, maybe 2, 3, 4 eggs, some hamburger patties, or maybe some sort of a steak if they've got it on the menu, pork chop, and almost all of them will always, oblige you. It's just crazy. And they usually charge you lesser money because they're not throwing all those sides on there. So it's pretty darn easy to eat out. My wife and I went on a vacation trip up to Michigan and up over the Upper Peninsula into Wisconsin for 2 weeks in September, and came back and we'd each lost like 3 to 5 pounds, and being on vacation. So it's not hard. So anyway, my first video for this channel, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to give you some good advice and some good inspiration. And next time, I'll get my lovely lady, my sexy senior citizen, on the video with me, and we'll introduce ourselves together. Thanks again, and I'm Jerry Carlson, and hopefully we'll see you soon.